Hi, I'm Ron Copeland with AV Workshop Productions. We're out here at San Antonio and we're at the Alamo Plaza. I'm sitting here with Ron James. And what's your last name, Ron?
Ron James Sorensen.
Sorensen. And we just got done a little lips cut. Go for it.
Well, it's for the Flag Protection Amendment.
Yeah, flag
And
protection.
of course, the Homeland Security, and of course that involves the illegal immigration problem that we have in this nation. And actually, I coordinated and came up with the idea and concept to celebrate the Flag Day, June 14th, of looking to promote the passing of the Flag Protection Amendment, in which at this present time in Washington, D.C., the American Legion and the Citizen Flag Alliance are there working with the members of Congress. We're trying to get one more vote in the United States Senate to pass the amendment to the Constitution. It's an incredible place to come to. We talk about the Alamo, and we're not at the Alamo and we think about it. So what a great place to go. And you buy the movie about the Battle of the Alamo and how Texas became Texas, and then 9 years later became one of our United States. And I said, what a great place to carry on a crusade. And at the same time, I was informed by the Homeland Security, Congressman Peter King, that a lot of presentations were being drafted about the problems that we're having with illegal immigration. And where I'm from in New York, it's rampant. Same problems, simply a different culture, a different way of life. And there's no respect for any of our laws. Somehow we've taken on the financial burden and responsibility of all those who have added nothing to this country. Now remember, we're not talking about good people. There's always good. But we pass laws for bad, what is evil to our society, what is costing us. And in my opinion, and most people, something has to be done. However, you will find that the law-abiding person goes to work every day, silently goes to work. You don't hear about them. It bothers them, and I'm sure that they appreciate what somebody like me does, or what Michael and Linda Vickers does, and the people that are in this area, what they have to do to make this a better country, while the leadership of the country is deplorable. They're not doing anything about it, especially the members of the United States Senate. I'll allow you to ask some questions.
Oh, that's all right. So you say you're one vote shy in the Senate?
Yes.
To pass this. Who's holding that back?
Well, you have to have 67 United States Senators. We got 66. So you're talking there are 34 United States Senators that are against it. I am so happy to come to Texas, where you have two U.S. Senators, Hutchinson and Cornyn, if the name is correct the way I'm saying. They support our flag. When you go to New York, Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, their actions are deplorable. They're also the first one to say, oh, let everything be allowed with illegal immigration. Well, I'll tell you what, and I wrote this to the Senate. Why don't you let them live in your house and go where you have the three buildings of the United States Senate and let them run the Senate. I don't want to live with people that are, you have a house in New York State, they pay $400,000, $500,000 for the house. 5 people live in there. If you go a house down a block 2, you got 35 families living in a house. What does that do? It just deteriorates the area. It overburdens the schools. Old people can't go to a hospital. They got to wait in line, or the hospital says, we got to close. We can't take care of all these illegal immigrants. This is happening now. Where I'm from, I must be 2,000 miles from you.
Yeah, at least.
There's no border where we are. So people, now we were lucky. We had Mr. Michael Vickers. The press knows, so they talked to him, and He's articulate. He's terrific. But
Now, whereabout is he from in Texas?
can't think of the
Okay, South Texas, probably somewhere.
South Texas, a couple 100 miles, 250 miles away from us, close to the border of Mexico. And what amazes me, I mean, him and his wife were my blessing, because they got a certain amount of support, whatever we need. You never know how things will turn out. I never see thousands of people that have to go to jobs every day that are going to turn out for this type of event. You can't, it has to be in a work day. I have never did a rally on a Sunday. I think anybody that only goes to a rally on a Sunday, as far as I'm concerned, stay in bed.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to have a rally for a member of Congress, the best place to be is right outside the bathroom, so when they come out, you can interview. I don't want to inconvenience any member of Congress. You right out the bathroom.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, but you got to make sure you're there. I mean, it's not going to be there Sunday. Go to Washington, D.C. on a Saturday and Sunday with millions is not as effective as going to Washington, D.C. when they got a lot of work to do, and you're there with 200 people. That's a lot better as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Let me ask another question. The Minutemen on the border. At first, when I started hearing about this, I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. But boy, they're getting a lot stronger now, aren't they?
I think they're getting stronger, but the direction that they have to go with the leadership that they have is with the state representatives. They've got to get the state to say, listen, we're going to back you up by passing laws that allow people to, as far as I know, Texas, you're allowed to have an arms,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
You go through somebody's property and the word illegal applies, you should have a right to hold them. So that would be allowing you to have a pair of handcuffs you could put on them, allowed to point a weapon, not to, you know, if they run away, you'd have to let them go or catch them by hand. You can't shoot them in the back. And I think of all those laws that would be appropriate for people to be fair.
Yeah.
But one of the things I didn't stay, which was to put up pieces of similar to the way a plywood is, that would be 4 by 12 feet high, made out of aluminum, put that in the ground, get the state to give tax breaks to people that are willing to do this automatically.
Right.
And then later on, force all the people that don't do it to put that up. You can't have a fence. When you look over there and you see all that area, you can see that area, you don't need a fence for that. You need a wall, so when they come, they can't see you. They don't know if you're there or
Right.
what you're doing.
Who's on the other
And
side
you
of
use
it?
the razor sharp wire, things, anything that detects what people to do on your property. Now, when you're talking about in the wide open spaces, well, you got to have a fence that you can see through, because now you got to see them.
Right.
But if it's right next to where you live, well, you don't want them coming through your backyard in your house. What do you think that would require? The fence, the wall type of thing. Can't see through it.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Oh, definitely. How about that deal where they just came out a few days ago, I heard on the news, that they're going to try to put cameras down through there, and the American people on the internet can actually watch any camera they want. If they see something coming over, they got a special number to dial, or you can send ICE the email right from their computer.
Now, let me tell you what's good about that, what's bad about it.
Okay.
The people who are accountable, supposed to be accountable for it, on the other side, they can say, all right, it comes through. Well, we got too many to get. The guy called in. Well, the sad part is, it's like we have in New York a 311 call. Call up on a noise complaint. And then they call up the police. This is what I did for 4 months with this illegal guy
I was hearing you
next to me. The story went, I said, what the hell am I calling you for every time? Then I go to the cops and what are you going to do something? For 3.5 months, nobody in the police told me they have a special operations team.
Yeah.
And when we got a hold of that guy in charge of it, he was a kick-ass, by the book, 34 years old, young kid. This guy's chasing murderers and people. My neighborhood is like it is down the border. I live in a tough neighborhood, drug selling and things going. And at the same time, you got church going. It's the church here, and next door's the drug dealer.
Oh boy, that's
incredible
tough.
the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's good people wherever you go.
Right.
And also bad people. So when you talk about what I think it'll be, I think it's going to be a 311 deal. All right, well, it's not a priority.
But we'll look into it.
Yeah, if there's nothing to it, we'll look into it. Is it a good idea? Yes. You know where it'll be a good idea? If they can keep it. If they see it, tell everybody to tape it.
Yeah.
They have everybody tape. See, nobody said that. They have everybody tape who you're reporting. And when
Right.
you get enough pictures of people that they claim that they never got,
Yeah,
then
you
you're missing something.
can show them the facts that you got. And say,
Yeah, you say, what are you talking about? This guy made 75 calls. It's like a 311 call.
Right.
Well,
He
we
got-
had a lot of stuff to look at. We were too busy.
Yeah.
Oh, you were too busy? Well, are you accountable? Can you show me how you are? That's what I wanted to do at the police department, New York City. How do you, well, you can't do that. How can you do that? How can you tell the Border Patrol, well, you proved to me that you were busy doing something else.
Yeah, yeah.
And you couldn't defend what the hell we're doing
Because they're sure
here.
not going to give you no record